And welcome to another episode of That's My Sports. I'm your host with the most, Aaron Cass, here with Hollywood Ray. Shay's out in the field right now doing some scopes down the ATL. Before we get started, right down here on the ticker, I have everything on here from TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, X, however you want to say it. It's all down there on the ticker, but make sure you please like, subscribe, and follow That's My Sports on YouTube. Greatly appreciated. So, Hollywood Ray, how are we doing today?
I'm good, man. It's Monday, it's the start of the week. Those that listen to the show know that I am in the education industry. So we are approaching vacation. I'll be in Dallas for a few days, so I'm excited about that. It's always good to get out of Massachusetts. So yeah, but I'm doing good. My Celtics are good. My Bruins just took a loss to your Rangers on Saturday night. That was a very one. It was a very intense just night. So just from coming in the gate, like folks was just like upset. Like Ranger fans going crazy. Y'all travel really well. Let me just say that y'all fan base travels really really well. There was a lot of blue and red shirts there, mostly old school ones though, like Leach and Gretzky and Messier. I'm probably saying that wrong. And Lundqvist, yeah, Lundqvist. So yeah, there were a lot of those running through. So a lot of those guys that were from our era were out there, and yeah, once you guys tied it, I was like, fuck. Now we're gonna go to overtime, and so we're gonna lose, and that's exactly what happened. But other than that, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm here. I'm ready to talk some NFL. But I had to get that out of my system because that was something that was on my mind from Saturday to now. So, but it's all good.
Well, you're saying that they travel in flocks is because, original sixes, they're going to travel as far as they can. I think the best rivalry for the Bruins is actually the Montreal Canadiens. But, Vincent Trocheck, another Italian, getting it done up there. But, speaking of vacations, Brandon Staley, he's having a nice vacation, nice permanent vacation. He is out in LA. We all knew that was going to happen after the debacle Thursday night. And not just him, though. Was it Tom Telesco, the GM, is out as well. So does this mean Bill Belichick has an easy path to become the new Chargers head coach / GM? Or are they going to go a different route here?
Ooh, rub hands like Birdman. That's for you, Rose Gold. I really hope so, man. Santa, please, Santa, come down the chimney tonight and make Bill Belichick the coach of the Los Angeles Chargers, please. Like, this would be the best thing they had since Eric Coryell back in the day with Charlie Joyner and Kellen Winslow the first, and oh god, what's the quarterback's name? Dan Fouts. Like, please, they deserve it as a fan base. Give them something new that they can hold on to and cherish as long as they want to cherish out there in Southern California. But no, all jokes aside, it really seemed like a perfect storm, man. Like, I was working the Bruins game Thursday, and someone was like, "Yo, check your phone, see what's happening with Thursday night." I was, "Oh yeah, I forgot that there was a game, honestly." And I'm looking, I said, "Oh my," I said 42-0 at the half. At the half, I said, "Oh," because my mom was like, "Oh, you're out of control." I told my mom, I said, had that been me, I said his ass would have been gone at halftime. Like, we're not waiting to get on the bus, we're not waiting to do the post game presser. 42-0 at a half is fucking wild. So, the writing was on the wall at that moment, and it was just, nothing left to do but to say, hey, you've been relieved of your duties. But yeah, as far as the bill thing goes, yeah, I'm like, please make it happen. It's really right there on the silver platter.
I don't know why everybody wants Bill Belichick to go over there. I understand because Justin Herbert, the weapons and that, but like, maybe he just stays in New England. No, I'm just kidding. He's not going to stay in New England. Yeah. But there might be another position open, and this one is very rare, and I'm kind of surprised. Mike Tomlin, is he on a clean your desk? The guy has never had a subpar 500 season, and this team just looks very undisciplined. I mean, granted, you have Kenny Pickett and Mitchell Trubisky as your quarterbacks, but I mean, they're 7-7. Going to be another year of, I'm assuming, just 500 ball. I don't think they're going to go over 500 this year. So should he be on the list?
Listen, it might be that time. I mean, once again, he's only the third quarterback. He's only the third coach in their team's history, right? So
exactly.
It was Chuck Noll, then Bill Cowher, obviously. Then now, we watched it in the Mike T era. And listen, like you said, they've been disciplined. They've played hard. Always had hard nosed, tough nosed players. But sometimes the message starts to become dry, right, and become stale. And I think that's where there might be getting to. Once again, this is 3 in a row they lost, right? You lose to Arizona, you lose to New England, and then once again they was up 13-0. People forget that, right? Because they was up 13-0 against Indianapolis, and then in the Thanos snap, they was down 30-13 ball game. That's tough. That's real tough, and I mean, I just think that we may be inching closer. Once again, Art Rooney or the Rooney family may say, hey, we may give you another year. Obviously he's earned that if that's the case. But yeah, I mean, going 9-8 looks very, very bleak at this moment. Once again, Cleveland's on the rise. We'll get into that, shortly. But yeah, man, it looks like we're inching closer to that time if that's the case. I hope not, but he's been there for a while, so maybe the message is starting to fall on deaf ears.
I mean, I think it's just the quarterback issue. I don't know. I think if you get rid of Kenny Pickett and definitely get rid of Mitchell, I think that it could be a lot better. I don't think it's not on Mike Tomlin. I mean, we've seen him with the success that he had with a good quarterback, aka Big Ben. Right. So I feel like if they get another quarterback, who I do not know because it's very thin, the quarterback market, but yeah, I don't know. I think he should still stay because he is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I can see them going after Michael Penix Jr.
I could see that too. That would be good.
I think that would be a very good spot for him to land if that's the case. I think many thought Pickett was the answer when they drafted him at 20 a couple of years ago. He's had some flashes, but he's looking like a backup now. And once again, especially in this day and age, in the year of a backup, like I just spoke about this on Missing the Point. This is the year to backup. And, the Jake Brownings, Joe Flacco, Nick Mullins yesterday. Are you kidding me? Miss, goat there. Like he threw, he was throwing all over the parking lot yesterday. So it is unbelievable to see what those guys have done. But yeah, maybe Pickett is going to get replaced at the end of this year. But the problem is with Mike T, and we saw this with Matt Canada, who was their offensive coordinator. He sticks with guys to a fault. He's loyal, and once again, that's a good thing to an extent because obviously that's what the Steelers organization, I think, in general is about. They're about loyalty, but at the end of the day, it's got to be about winning, and sometimes you got to put feelings aside to say, hey, I love you, love having you around. But you're just not getting the job done that we need on the field, so we got to move on. Period.
Well, you keep mentioning his name, so I guess we'll have to talk about it. Joe Flacco is the first Browns quarterback with 300-plus yards in back-to-back wins. Hopefully I'm saying this right, since Brian Sipe in 1980. Mm-hmm. So maybe Joe Flacco can become the Steelers quarterback next year and help him out a little bit since he's helping out the Cleveland Browns. I don't know.
But can you believe that though? Like, I mean, once again, we're old enough to remember. To be honest, I cannot. Yeah, we're old enough to remember when. Wait, we're so old that, like I said, we were watching Flacco in his prime in college together, sitting down at Boomers, watching, getting a chicken sandwich, watching that game out there. So he's had a resurgence. I am shocked. I told you last week when we did the show, I thought it was a joke that they were trying to play him and not have him on the team. I'm like, what are you doing? This man is the reason why, and I mean, okay, he's not the reason, but he's a reason why you're winning right now. What are you doing? He has stabilized that position. Once again, PJ Walker has some good moments. DTR has some good moments. Even Deshaun has some moments before he went down, but I'm sure they're regretting that contract to an extent now, because when you get a guy coming in off the practice squad, even though he's a savvy vet, he's come in and, like I said, he stabilized the role. So, well, they're 9-5 now. 9-5. Are they? Yeah, 9-5 now. I think.
Yeah, the 9-5.
Yeah, so they're 9-5. So I don't know. People might have thought that season was dead in the water after Watson went down, but they're showing that, hey, the defense is legit. And then once again, when you still got David Njoku, you got Amari Cooper, the running game's been a little spotty, but we know that Kareem Hunt could be a threat if given that space and that time in the backfield. So they're doing their thing. He's doing their thing, and Cleveland rocks for the time being.
I was also going to say, too, we are so old that I remember when Flacco won his Super Bowl, only Super Bowl, that apparently he was a top 5 quarterback in the league because they got so enamored by that one playoff run. That's how old we are. But before we get into some
$20 million.
Yeah, for real. Check stealer, that's for sure. Before we get into our...
You won.
Yeah.
Check stealers for the guys that did that. Check sales for the guys that we thought was going to be something, but didn't turn into anything. So,
you could say that, because after that Super Bowl run, he got the check and then didn't do anything after that. He didn't win any more Super Bowls. Lamar Jackson came in, took over for him in the middle of his rookie year. So you could say check stealer.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's essentially what they. I think, I only imagine how it would have been had he been there a little bit earlier, because, they were throwing guys out there, Kyle Bowler, Anthony Wright, Troy Smith. They were throwing out some real guys. You're like, who are these guys? Once again, to the fan that watches every week like us, we knew who they were, but to a casual, he was like, who the fuck is Anthony Wright? Who was this? And they were just throwing out trash, on a regular basis. So when they got Joe, it was like, oh, we got a guy that could gun it. And remember Joe? What's the dude's name? That's ESPN that played for the Eagles. Ron Jaworski. Ron Jaworski loved Joe Flacco. Like you'd have thought that he had that man was his son. But I get it. Like Flacco had a really great arm, still does clearly. He just was never really that mobile. But hey, he's killing it. America, for the most part, we love second chances, and he's gotten one, and he's doing the best with it right now. So kudos to him.
Yeah, this is true. Before we get into our picks, do you have anything from Week 15? Any takeaway that happened? I mean, right now I'm seeing that Jamar Chase expected to miss some time. After getting an MRI and a separated shoulder. It also looks like Baker Mayfield actually had a good game. My other co-host, Chris, CPNY Sports, check him out on all platforms. He was actually in Lambeau to see that game, so I'm curious as to what his thoughts were if he watches the stream. But Baker Mayfield, my God, I did not expect that.
Some people owe him an apology.
I don't.
Once again, if we're being unbiased, some people owe him an apology, because we sent him down there, and once again, at the top of the list, I said, "Oh, you might get 2 games. You might." They're leading the division right now, or they're tied for it, I think, with New Orleans. I thought y'all had them yesterday, but that's another topic for another day. But But I mean, you got injuries, stuff like that. It's just, it was a snowball effect, unfortunately. But I can't believe that. Once again, he has now 24 touchdowns, 8 picks on the season. That's a 3-to-1 ratio. That's a really, really good season.
With 3,300 yards so far.
Right. So I'm just like, But once again, it goes back. People saying, "Oh, is it more important to have the quarterback or have the weapons?" People was like, "Oh, I'm like, yo, Chris Godwin was still there, who I think is, Mike Evans, obviously, who I think very highly of, is still there. So they have found a way to still stay competitive in that division. It also helps to have, the Carolina Panthers in that division, who just obviously are allergic to winning, even though they found a way to beat Atlanta.
Unbelievable that game.
Which is crazy. That's unreal. But once again, it helped New England, so I'm thankful for that. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. I think that's my takeaway, that Baker Mayfield has continued to ball under the circumstances. They've flown completely under the radar. And yeah, they may fuck around and win that division, like, because they're in prime position to do so. So, it'd be amazing to see them go 9-8 or even 10-7, which would be crazy.
Before I get into that, though, so my takeaways are obviously the Carolina Panthers winning 9-7 over the Atlanta Falcons. So Arthur Smith's seat should literally be steaming hot right now. He should not be able to sit down. I'm going to keep saying it until it happens. Eric Bieniemy, go down to the ATL. Like, there was a point in the game that Jonnu Smith was trying to throw a pass to not Kyle Pitts, not Drake London. I don't even know who he was throwing to, trying to score a touchdown. What are you doing down there? So that is unexcusable, and he should have been fired on the spot, because you lose to the 1-12 Carolina Panthers. Yep. But also, too, battle of the Houston Oilers jerseys. So on That's My Sports, we are friends with Just Fans Pod, who obviously is all Houston based. And they were talking about, for this matchup, that the winner should get the Houston Oilers jerseys, because obviously the Tennessee Titans were the Houston Oilers. If you go back in time, Houston Texans are now there. And they did say that what they should have did was whoever won this game should get the Houston Oilers jerseys. I think the Texans should have the Oilers jerseys, because it's Houston. You always think of I almost said Buddy Ryan. But Bum Phillips, you just think of Houston in general. So I don't think the Tennessee Titans should have the Houston Oilers jerseys, but that's kind of my takeaway, that the Texans should reclaim back those jerseys. And also, too, with this NFC South, unbelievable. So Tampa 7-7, Narland unfortunately 7-7, and the ATL is 6-8, up for grabs. This is a crazy division, and it is the weakest division, but my God, this is insane.
It's crazy. No, it's crazy. But yeah, we'll see how it unfolds. I said that's going to be a dogfight. It's going to go down to week 18 to see who wins that division, unless somebody wins straight out. So we'll see.
Who do you want to win that division? That's what I want to know, because I have no idea.
I want to see Tampa get it. Like I said, just to see, because they didn't. Everyone basically thought, oh well, shit, Mayfield's down here, they're not going to do X, Y, and Z. You lose Brady. I would love to see them get in there and even fuck around and get a win and get somebody in there. I would love that.
So basically, you want egg on your face from what your predictions were in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Once again, he's come down there and ball. Once again, that's what you're supposed to do. When people think that you're not going to do X, Y, and Z, come out there and prove it wrong. He's proving me wrong. He's proving many others wrong. So, yeah, I would love for them to run the table and end up 10-7 and find a way to get a playoff win. That'd be dope. He's done it before. Yeah, so why not?
I mean, speaking of that, proven wrong and all that, Brock Purdy got another win. They're going to the playoffs. Obviously, San Francisco 49ers pretty much throttle the Arizona Cardinals in that matchup. But then again, it is the NFC West. So, I mean, Cardinals are just tanking in general, even though they kind of were a hard-fought game. So Brock Purdy has 3,795 yards, 29 touchdowns, 7 picks. His completion percentage is 69.8%. So is he running with the MVP, or is Lamar Jackson still in it? I know Tyreek Hill didn't play against the Jets, even though they smacked the Jets without Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill still in it. So is Brock Purdy the guy, or are we just kind of enamored by the San Fran team?
So if we're being honest, right, Tyreek Hill should be the winner. If we're being honest, like that to me, when you put together or you put forth that type of season that he's putting forth, that deserves that honor, right? So let's get that caveat out the way. Now, we know that it historically, at least in the last 20 years, has been a quarterback driven award. Um, People were on the fence with Brock Purdy, I think, coming into the season. Could he duplicate what he did in those 10 games, last season, before going down in the NFC Championship game against Philly? And he's redeemed himself, right? And people can say, oh, because there's the weapons around him. You still got to get the ball to those guys. You still got to get it to Debo. You still got to get to George Kittle. Excuse me. You still got to get to Brandon Ayuk. You still got to get to Juszczyk, and obviously to Christian McCaffrey. So he finds a way. Now it's dope that because of the running scheme that San Francisco has, that they had that good balance there. But he's making the throws. He's being the game manager. As I put in air quotes that Cam Newton and others have alluded to him being, which is not a negative connotation in my opinion, but at the same time, he's done what he's had to do. So yeah, I think he's catapulted himself back into maybe top three. I would still give it to Tyreek, but it might go Tyreek, Lamar, then Purdy. Then whoever you have 4 or 5 is up for your imagination. But I do think that he's put himself back in the top 3 because of how good they've looked. When they're at full strength, they're as good as any team in football. And we saw that on display again, Sunday afternoon.
Now, I keep seeing Christian McCaffrey is also nipping at Brock Purdy's heels for MVP. He's got 2,990. Oh, geez, I can't even speak right now. He has 1,292 yards rushing. 13 touchdowns, averaging 5 yards a carry. He's pretty much first in everything except for touchdowns with the 13. I think Raheem Mostert has 20. But they're saying Christian McCaffrey, run CMC, should be MVP of the league.
So what he be the first one since AP, right? Since AJ Peterson?
Yeah, and we all know, yes, Derrick Henry was snubbed that year.
Yes.
We understand that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So, I mean, the impact's undeniable. And I'll bring this up again because I say this all the time, but I use this analogy. So remember when Vince Carter was tearing up in Toronto, but before he left, we started to get hurt, and there was like, oh, he's injury prone. He's quit on the team, so on and so forth. He gets traded to Toronto. I mean, to New Jersey. You playing with Richard Jefferson, playing with Jason Kidd, playing with Kittles, Lucian Harrison, the rest of the crew. And all of a sudden, he's dunking on Alonzo Mourning. He's hitting game winners from 35 feet. And it's like, this wasn't happening just a few months ago. Now, all of a sudden, you're clutch again. All of a sudden, you're playing hard every night. I wonder why. Oh, I know why. Because when you have a chance to actually win something and be competitive, you play harder. That's what's happening with Christian McCaffrey. He was getting injured and getting shut down in Carolina before he got traded. And all of a sudden, he gets to San Francisco, and I could run behind Trent Williams. I could catch an angle route. I could catch a wheel route. And all of a sudden, he looks like the McCaffrey of old because damn, I got a shot now. So that's all that is. And hey, I love to see it. The boy's cold. You can say, oh, that's a white running back. You call it what you want. That brother's special. He could play. So give credit where it's due. So yeah, if he gets it, I wouldn't be surprised or shocked or mad at that. Because he's been that good.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely close up there. I mean, I still think Tyreek should get it because he's pretty close to 2,000 and even closer to Megatron's. I just don't know if he's going to play next week, but he should definitely get it. He's definitely the MVP of that Dolphins team and of the league. I mean, it's just incredible of what he's done the last 2 years in Miami, but that's just me. So before we get into the NBA, so we kind of talked about with Vince Sanity, going to some week 16 picks. But before we do that, real quick, is 10-10 Eagles Seahawks right now in the third with Drew Lock, your favorite guy, just because he knows some young Jeezy quotes.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's leading the Seahawks to a maybe possible upset of the Philadelphia Eagles. So Thursday night, this one's an interesting one. The 7-7 Saints take on the 7-7 Rams.
So repeat of the 2018 NFC Championship game. It's funny how different things are for both of those teams now.
Oh my God, yes.
It's in LA. Is that SoFi?
It is in SoFi, yes.
Oh, I'm going with the Rams. And once again, I'm an irrational Matt Stafford fan. I don't know why. I just love his game. I think he's always been good to me. Well, no, I explained it before on the show. It was the game against Cleveland his rookie year that changed my mindset on him. I was like, oh, I ride with this guy any day. I'm going with LA. I just I think they have more, more around them, and I think Kupp is back, and Puka's back as well. And he might get the record for receiving yards as well. So as a rookie anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna go with them, and especially if they get at the 100 yards from Kyron Williams, they should win on Thursday. Excuse me.
Yeah, I also agree with that. Check that out. Also, episode 181 of the TMS podcast was up last week. We were talking about Puka Nacua with breaking Jamar Chase's record, which isn't even really Jamar Chase's. See who it was if you check out the episode. So yeah, I got the Rams as well. Just because of what the Saints did in my Giants, but it's Derek Carr, man. He was great. He was good against us, and then he's just gonna throw an egg against the Rams. This is how he is this whole year. Saturday night, there's two games going on. So we have the Bungles or Bengals against the Steel City Steelers at the 4:30 slot.
I got to go with Cincinnati here.
Oh yeah, I mean Jonah Williams is blocking for Jake Browning.
Yeah, I mean so long as we got that, we're good. But yeah, Jay Brown has been awesome in his backup role. As we alluded to earlier in the show, it has been the year to backup, and I feel like that continues. I don't trust Mitch Trubisky or whoever they got back there. Is Mason Rudolph? Someone asked me, is Mason Rudolph still on the team? He's on the team, right? Mason Rudolph, is he still in Pittsburgh?
He is actually starting in this game.
Really? Wow.
Yes, I just looked at it right now. He is starting this week.
Wow. So, yeah, that's So someone like him is in the league, but my guy Cam Newton got to make a Freaky Friday podcast. Mike T, you can win some games with Cam right now if he was in there for you.
And even Shea said last year, Cam Newton was not the same when he got COVID with the Patriots that year. I think it's a completely different story if he did not get COVID. I think he would still have a job. He was rocking. He was rocking for those.
I mean, towards the end of the year. And as I tell people, Julian Edelman. I'm like, listen, Julian Edelman had his best game ever with Cam Newton, not Tom Brady. And so that speaks volumes. Man had 180 on Sunday night against Seattle in week 2. Like you never would have thought that, but yeah, but I know Pittsburgh's reeling at this moment. Once again, we'll see what kind of resolve they have, obviously. But I don't think they find it on the Saturday.
Well, the second game, 8:00. We'll see what if they're gonna find it. Is Bills against the Chargers. Now, Brandon Staley is out, but hopefully I'm saying this right because it just looks weird. Either is Jiff or Giff Smith is the interim head coach. Does this Chargers team with Easton Stick, not Justin Herbert, can they circle the Buffalo's wagon and bolt up and take this W for Jiff Smith?
So I'm gonna say it's a closed circuit. It's not happening. It's like no way. I'm not losing to a guy named Easton Stick. I'm sorry. It sounds like a made up Madden character. No way.
It is the ultimate backup's name, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we said last week. No way. So Buffalo should win this going away. Was it they smacked Dallas on side? I was like, whoa.
That's right. What did I tell you? Circle the wagon. You didn't believe me, and look what happened.
I don't think you was as confident. You
I said circle the wagon. Check that out.
Yeah,
Episode 181,
you
folks.
was gonna blow them out though. That wasn't that was not on the bingo card. I don't care what anyone will say. I thought it was gonna be closer than it was, but hey, they did their thing. Josh Allen looked like an actual quarterback. No, actually, no, I'm sorry, he didn't. He didn't have a great game, but James Cook did. shout out to Miami
career highs.
Wait, shout out, what up, Miami Central? Shout out to them other Rockets. That's the Rockets I acknowledge. I'm not a Houston Rockets fan, but Rockets, y'all know. Hey, Richie Rich, what up, Sean? All y'all, that's my students I had there. Shout out to the other Rock Nation on 95th Street. Miss y'all, love y'all. So, yeah, like he was phenomenal on Sunday, and it's amazing what happens when you actually let a team run the ball and have balance on offense. They found a way to figure things out. So, but yeah, Buffalo should get that done on Saturday for sure.
Yeah, definitely circled the wagon on that one. So moving on to Christmas Eve, we have some 1:00 games, and let's go with the Brownies and Joe Flacco. They're gonna ride high and beat. I'm assuming is going to be CJ Stroud. He should be on a concussion protocol. If not, though, it would be Case Keenum again getting the second start. So who do you got in that one?
So what if I told you Case Keenum was their best chance to win Sunday?
I wouldn't doubt it.
So, because my thing is, I'm like, once again, it's not as I know they're trying to make the playoffs. I get that. Putting CJ Stroud back off of concussion against that Brown front four, really meaning Myles Garrett gets to pin the ears back and just go at the quarterback. I don't love that matchup. I would sit CJ Stroud once again. I know he's a competitor. I know that he's been in the running, or he's obviously offensive rookie of the year, but I know he was in the running early on, for MVP. And I know that probably matters to him, but it's like, look, your long-term health is as equally as important as you finishing the season. So I would put Case Keenum. That being said, Cleveland's going to win this game. Cleveland, I got this. Cleveland got this. Once again, Flacco has played phenomenal, and I just think that they're riding high, as you mentioned a few moments ago, and I don't. And they may lose another game this season, but it won't be that Sunday. It won't be the Sunday.
I think Case Keenum's got a little bit of Minnesota magic still in his back pocket. So I want to go the Texans on this one.
They better hope.
They're doing pretty good. I think DeMeco Ryan should be coach of the year, but that's another topic for another day. Mm-hmm. Moving on, though, speaking of the Minnesota Magic, we have the Detroit Lions are going up against the Minnesota Vikings in the divisional matchup, and kudos to Teddy Bridgewater on his career retiring at the end of the season.
Yeah, this should be a 1-2-3 though. Let's be honest. This should be a 1-2-3.
Yeah, I'm definitely picking the Lions on this one.
Yeah, Detroit. Yeah, that's not. Once again, like unless, like I said, unless Nick Mullins out here turns into, turn into prime Randall Cunningham. Like I don't see it. Or Dante Culpepper for that matter. No way.
Yeah, so we predicted the Giants are going to beat the Packers for our guy Pask out here on Sundays in Detroit show. So if you're watching or listening later, Pask, we got the Lions for you beating the Vikings.
Yes.
Moving on, we have, speaking of the Packers, the Pack Attack going against the Panthers in there. It looked like 1,500 people were at that stadium last week. So maybe with 1,501. As the Packers come to North Carolina. So you got that one. That 1-2-3. So we just okay. Yeah, that's a 1-2-3. Go Cheeseheads. Go Pack. Go.
I mean, yeah. So it is a 1-2-3, but I'm hoping that Carolina wins. Because I need Carolina to win.
Yeah,
so,
we all know you do. You're on the tankathon.
Yeah, so top two, baby.
Oh God. Well, the Seahawks right now they're still playing against the Eagles, but they're going up against the Titans and Will Levis. So who do you got in that one?
I'm rocking with Tennessee. On that one. I feel like they're gonna want to play spoiler to some teams going down the stretch, and I think that they have that mindset, mainly because of who their coach is. So yeah, I'm rolling with Tennessee on that one.
Yeah, this was a little weird for me, but I'd probably go with Tennessee too. I think they might have found their franchise. We all thought it'd be Malik Willis. We got drafted out of Liberty, but it looks like Will Levis, who puts mayo in his coffee, might be their franchise.
Oh,
so another
so
matchup.
I forgot about that.
That's so right.
Gross.
That's why I did not. Yeah, I did not want to see that. It was horrible.
Awful.
The Washington Commanders, who I put it up there, and that's my sports. Our boy CPNY Sports talked about it. Ron Rivera, clean your desk. He's out after this season. So, let's see how many wins he can muster up before he leaves. Commanders against the Jets. Who do you got in that one?
What I need is the Jets. What's going to happen? Washington's going to win.
Yeah, I have that. I have that as well.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I feel like Sam Howell's going to have a good game.
I mean, once again, this dude was top 2 in the league passing yards 2 weeks ago. So, there's definitely been some bright spots, but they punted the season once they traded Montez Sweat and Chase Young. So it is what it is.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, though. You weren't going to keep them. You weren't going to extend them. You have to rebuild. Again, I have one of my best friends is a diehard, I will say it, Redskins fan. He literally has the tattoo on him of the Redskins before they became the Commanders. So, yeah, he always says it. We're in a rebuild, but we always try to make the playoffs. So, yeah, do something right there. So I think the last 1:00 game, this one's going to be weird. It's the Colts against the Falcons, and I don't think the Falcons. I don't think the Colts are going to have Michael Pittman Jr. after what happened last week when he got hit pretty hard right there. I don't know if they're going to have him for next week. That was a little aggressive.
Yeah, very. I'm still going to go with Indianapolis though. I feel like they got some other pieces that may help out, but yeah, that's a tough loss if he does go out and not play. But yeah, I'm right with Indianapolis though.
I for some reason I have Falcons. I don't know why. I feel like this is like a trap game in some way. I just feel like Indianapolis is just gonna say they're gonna win and then just
it's possible. It's definitely possible. They just had, you just had some would think that last week was a trap game, but this might be a back-to-back one, so who knows.
Moving on to the 4:00 games, we just talked about them, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Battle of Florida against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who do you got in that one? Now I don't know if they have Trevor Lawrence. I don't know if they have him next week.
Jacksonville didn't have an impressive performance on Sunday night. Granted, Baltimore is a top team in his league this season. So that there's some justification there. I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay. I think that once again, it's only an hour ride from Tampa to Jacksonville or back and forth, whatever way they're going. Go right up 295 and oh no, they're a little west. So 75 to 295 and then up to I keep calling it Altel. I don't know what's called now, but to me, it's always going to be Altel Stadium.
I figured
Altel Stadium or Raymond James. I'm not going to call it anything different. I don't notice anything different. It's Raymond James Stadium for Tampa Bay, Altel for Jacksonville. Sorry,
exactly.
I'm the Tony Boselli era. I'm the Jimmy Smith era. I'm the Keenan McCardell era. I'm the Kyle Brady era. Fred Taylor. That era. Sorry. Oh well.
Yep. And before we go any further, NFL, if you're listening, which you're probably not or watching, Fred Taylor, put him in the Hall of Fame. Jesus.
Yes.
I don't know how many times you're just passing him over, but my God. 425ers. We got your Cardinals against the Bears.
So, can they tie?
Honestly, they probably will, to be honest.
Yeah, can they tie?
Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, tie. I think a tie will happen, yeah.
But for they're both ahead of us, but no. Yeah, they are ahead of us because the Panthers record is bad. It'd be good for Arizona to win. It'd be good for Arizona to get that win. So
unbelievable.
Ready Probably going to be a tie, but I'd be very happy to see Kyler Murray step up and do his thing.
Well, another person who needs to
30 on San Francisco, so
I mean, another quarterback who needs to do his thing. He's 1-3 against opponents that are over 500. Dak Prescott going down to Miami against Tyreek Hill and the Dolphins.
So believe it or not, that's going to turn into AT&T Stadium down there. Them Cowboy fans are going to come out. They're going to be well and alive at Hard Rock. It's going to feel like a Dallas home game. I'm telling you that right now because I've worked a Cowboy Dolphins game when I was living out there. Because I was part of the special teams organization down there. I think Dallas comes down there and beat the bricks off them. I think to me, Bland's gonna get a pick 6 off Tua. And it's gonna be entertaining at first, but then I think eventually, especially like if Hill's not playing or he's hampered, that Dallas should dog walk them in my opinion. But I already know who you're gonna pick. So but remember how Miami has been against teams with winning records. So before you make your prediction, have all the facts in order, and then make your subjective, not objective, but subjective take.
Fins up, move on.
Oh God, yeah, we gonna see. We're gonna see come Sunday. Like I said, it's gonna become Dallas East out there for sure because the fans are gonna show up, especially if it's Miami, so they're gonna be out there.
Oh, absolutely. And talk about entertainment. Sunday night football. Patriots against Broncos country. Let's ride. Is this a 1, 2, 3 or what?
Well, it's a 1, 2, 3. I mean, it doesn't matter who's been the quarterback for us. We do not do well in Denver. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. So Brady's got smacked out there, Garoppolo, but you name it. So we don't win out there normally. So yeah, Denver wins this. Not going away because for some reason this defense still fights hard. They're not going to get blown out. They've proven that. Well, they've got blown out twice, but I'm saying since those moments they haven't got blown out. So yeah, but Denver's going to win. I'm going to say Denver wins 24-10.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got Broncos country. I don't see the Patriots winning.
They quite frankly, Denver needs the game more. Like
they really do.
There's nothing in New England games to win that game on Sunday night.
Speaking of that, Monday, going into Christmas, Raiders Chiefs, and before do that, what's up? Hit Squad Productions. I'm assuming he's like a guest co-host type thing with me and Chris, the other Chris, on Feeling Blue podcast. So what's going on? We're about to talk about the Giants real soon, but first we're gonna go with the Raiders Chiefs. What do you got in that one? That's gonna be an interesting game. Antonio Pierce going into Arrowhead.
I can't believe Aiden O'Connell looked like Rich Gannon out there on Thursday.
He looked like a much more improved Jamarcus Russell or Bruce Gradkowski.
Bruce Gradkowski. Oh my God!
Throwback.
And you win the casual name drop for this week. Wow, Bruce! Oh my God! Wow, what a what a throwback there. Needless to say, it won't be a throwback game for the Raiders. They should get smoked. They should.
They should though. You're saying they should.
It'll be close. It'll be close because it's a rivalry game. But eventually, like Kansas City's going to get back on track, and they'll get the job done. So KC wins this one.
I'm upset. I'm going Raiders, man.
Okay, yeah.
Antonio Pierce, bring out those black Air Force Ones. He's ready to stomp people out, aka Michael Strahan. Y'all don't know, so I got the Raiders on this one.
Love that.
Is there a channel you can? No, Hollywood Ray is Hollywood Ray. He stays out in Hollywood, so you cannot sub him.
Just tell people to like this page, man. Like the post. Is everything that's on the ticker.
But he is on Twitter as was it _ the Big Wale?
Or underscore the Big Wale. Yep.
So if you want to follow him there, you can follow him right there. but no, there's no channel to sub. So going to the 4:30 game. Oh my god. Probably it's Giants Eagles. I'm pretty sure Rose Gold Dirty might have to be on this one. I can feel him doing that in this game. Who do you got in this one? And I'm gonna check the score right now. It's 17-10 Eagles right now against the Seahawks.
So I'm gonna go with a Christmas Day hangover. I'm going with the upset. I'm going with the Giants.
Interesting.
And once again, honestly, it's really a lot of averages at this moment because they've been on y'all ass. Like
even since Tom Coughlin.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I just felt like y'all are due to beat them, and why not have a Christmas miracle? It's time for your miracle at the Meadowlands.
I hope so. Matt Dodge still haunts me.
Yeah,
but I will. I
know you can't stand him.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh God!
Yeah. You know, I might have to go Giants on this one. I just feel like because Jalen Hurts, he's sick right now. He's trying to go MJ flu game,
right,
against the Seahawks right now, and they're just barely beating them. So.
Yep. I'm hoping Drew Lock come back and say, "I put on." That's what I need to see.
You know what? I might have to see this one. Hopefully, I could get this going, but maybe I could get Hit Squad Productions, Rose Gold Dirty, myself, maybe you in the next episode live stream. I feel like that will be a very good and interesting one. So,
yeah, so you know what? So I'm on the road next 2 days, but I think I should be back to 26. So if we're around, if everyone's around on the 26th, which is next Tuesday, let's do it. So I'm here. So I'm putting out there, putting on wax right now. So
that's right. It's on live, people. So it will be on audio tomorrow.
Yes, I wouldn't mind being a part of that. So let's get it.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a good one for sure. Last one. This is gonna be a good game. I feel like this game right here determines who. This is very premature, but who goes to the Super Bowl? Ravens, Niners. Who do you got in that one?
That might be the matchup. That might be the Super Bowl matchup.
I keep hearing that all around the last 2 weeks.
Where's it at? Is it M&T or is it in Levi?
It is at Candlestick. I'm sorry, Levi.
Oh yeah. Because Owens.
Listen, man, say what you want about the guy. I mean, when you're playing a broken tibia.
Oh yeah,
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Come on.
We had no answer for him on a broken leg. Ridiculous. It's at Levi.
I got Ravens. I switched up Jalen Hurts for Lamar Jackson MVP.
I was trying to make a case, but I'm a rock. Sorry, prime time, Mr. Jones, Ryan Jones. I know he'll listen to this later on. Yeah, I'm rocking with Baltimore. They're gonna come out there and get it done.
Yeah, it will be a good game though, but yeah, definitely Baltimore. So before we transition to the NBA. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow That's My Sports on YouTube. Greatly appreciated. 73 followers, trying to get to 100. We do follow back for any podcasts that are out there that follow us as well. So I'll get right into it. So I was so excited for this big three to happen. I thought they were going to be good, but I was putting on Twitter, trolling, but not really. They say, what's going to stop this big three? And I said, themselves. And we haven't seen it really yet with Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. So are they ever going to be at even strength? Like, are they ever going to be healthy and play together? I mean, or should they just abandon this big three and I guess start over? I'm not even sure what they should do.
So this goes back to a really old take that I've had long before we were on air consistently. We should have never seen KD play without Westbrook or Harden. Like, they should have been the new Ginobili, Parker, and Duncan. I mean, I know Tony and I'm leaving to go to Charlotte, but that was Tim Rivers.
That's like old.
That's you know what I'm saying. But
yeah, that's
in their prime. We should have seen Westbrook, Harden, KD. it just would have been so good for basketball to see them get one. Yes, we know KD obviously went to Golden State, got two, went back to back. We get that. But it all goes hand in hand. But I feel like every super team that he's tried to put together since then has been somewhat cursed. Clay gets hurt, Kyrie gets hurt, James after a while doesn't want to be there. Playing with Ben Simmons last year, it's just like it just doesn't seem it's going to come together to where that he really envisions. And it's unfortunate because he shows up like when he's there, he's going to ball, he's going to hoop. But it just hasn't been something that's come to fruition. So, at this moment, I'm questioning it. I'm also thanking the lucky stars that the Boston Celtics did not go all in to go get Bradley Beal, because we would have been asked out right now. So I am thankful for the roster that we have at 100 Causeway Street. So, but to answer your question in short order, I don't see it coming fully together, at least not this year. Maybe at some point next year that they get it together health wise.
I hope so. I mean, Kevin Durant's one of the best shooters in the league, and I mean, this Phoenix team isn't bad, but they're not good. They are 14-12, 10 seed, 4-6 in their last 10. I mean, they have good coaching over there, I guess, but yeah, it would be amazing to see all three of them play together. I think they would. I think if they all play together, they could be in the top 6 and not in the play-in. But speaking of a bottom dweller though, who's now in the top 6, the LA Clippers. And I know we're never going to see prime James Harden, but it looks like he's finally establishing himself with this team. He's averaging at least 16 right now. As would he be the third option, the fourth option, however you want to say it, whatever's going down over there. Ty Lue's got it going. They're cooking. Their record right now, as I'm looking at it, 16-10. They're one game behind the Sacramento Kings. So, I mean, did the Clippers make the right move?
I mean, shit, it's looking like it now. And once again, I mean, we talked about it a few episodes ago.
Check that episode out. Hollywood Ray went on a rant. My friend.
Yeah, so I'm like, I couldn't believe that they had lost like 7 in a row, something like that. They had lost. It was like 3-8, whatever, when we did that show. And once again, obviously, there was going to be moments where we were like, oh, okay, like that's what it was supposed to be. But they've quietly won 8 in a row, and Harden had 35 tonight. Kawhi had 28. Paul George had 27. And if those guys are getting 25 or more, I want to give you a spoiler alert. You're not beating them when those guys score that many points like that. I don't care who it is. Unless you're matching their scoring output. So, looks like defense has gotten better. I think Zubac has probably been the biggest beneficiary of playing with Harden. So I saw that dunk the other night that he had coming down the lane against New York. I said, "Oh my God!" I was like, "Get up or get out the way!" Woo! So yeah, they're hooping. It's like the only thing that's going to stop them is health, honestly. And kudos to Russell Westbrook for saying, "Hey, I will take a step back for guys to be, better in their role." And it's taking some time, but yeah, they're figuring it out. And the league should be worried because they're coming.
I mean, they have won 8 straight, 9-1 the last 10. I mean, so far they're clicking on all cylinders. Love to see it. And I'm gonna throw a little wrench in here. Lauri Markkanen, apparently the Jazz saying that he is available for trades. Where do you think he should go?
It's a good question. I saw that earlier because they want like a King's ransom, which I don't understand.
I mean, he's a good player, but I saw one too. It was a little aggressive.
That's Danny Ainge. That's him. And he always finds a sucker. I will say that. I would like to see him. I'm trying to think of a team. Maybe Miami. Maybe Miami would be a good spot.
Miami's a spot, but they never get anybody. So who?
But I'm saying, but this is not a. I mean, even though he's becoming an all-star caliber player, he's not someone like he's not the Donovan Mitchell or a Tatum or he's not that level. But he's very good, and I think that for what they're looking for, he's a younger Kevin Love. Without the great rebounding, because Kevin Love is one of the best rebounders this league has ever seen, regardless of era. And playmaker as well, if we're being honest. So yeah, I think Milwaukee. I think Miami would be a good move. I think that I think New York, the Knicks, I think that would be a good move as well. I'd actually give a Randall in that deal. I don't think that Randall's better than Lauri
Oh
Markkanen.
Jesus! I wish Chris was on this one because he definitely would be commenting right now.
No,
He
that's
loves
fine.
Julius Randle.
No. Listen, Randall has had really good moments. I'm not shaking it, but I just feel like Markkanen and Brunson would be a better combination than Randall and Brunson. I just feel like he's more athletic than Randall. He shoots it a little bit better than Randall, in my opinion. And if you're lacking on defense, Lauri Markkanen will catch you at the rim. We've
True.
seen it. That's not Julius Randle's game. He's not. He's a slightly more athletic Zach Randolph, but in this day and age, it's like, yeah, it works because he plays hard. But I think Markkanen would be a better fit on that team because he would create better spacing, which they need. Because I think sometimes when you're playing next to Mitchell Robinson or even Isaiah Hartenstein, it doesn't create the spacing that they need at times to be an effective offense, in my opinion.
Yeah, I saw one trade. It was like no draft picks, but it was going to the Kings, and it was giving up Davion Mitchell, Keegan Murray.
No,
I think it was like Jordan Ford or something. Like it was like the third one was
no.
kind of just there. I was like, if I'm the Kings, I'm not breaking up the band.
So
But for
so
the
after what we
Jazz, that's a
just
good one.
granted, he's not gonna do this every night, but after we just saw Keegan Murray do the other night,
That was unbelievable that night. 13
47
threes.
points. Yeah, 11 straight threes at one point. No, no, no way. And they believe in him over there. He's not going anywhere. And I get it, right? You see the numbers that Markin just put up. Really should he left Chicago. Like I wonder what happened over there because like he went to Cleveland, played really well. He's been to Utah, he also played really well. So I don't know what stymied his growth in Chicago, but he's been nothing short of
Coaching.
awesome. His lead. Yeah,
Coaching. I mean, we do remember who was there, right? What was it, the guy from Iowa State? Who
Oh
was
yeah,
it?
Jim Boylan, no boy,
Yeah,
Jim.
Boylan or something like
Oh
that.
yeah,
And was it
He's
him or the guy before him where you had to clock in? Or was that him?
yeah. It might have been him because Zach LaVine could not fucking stand him. Oh my god.
Nobody could. That's why they got rid of him.
So yeah, so maybe it's that.
He is. I'm just looking at right now. His best seasons right now are in Utah. He's averaging
Oh yeah.
23. He's averaging 23 right now, and last year his career high was 25 and a half.
Or you know who can use him too? It just dawned on me because that Dallas could use him.
Yeah, I can see that. Who would you give up though in Dallas?
Dwight Powell, Grant Williams.
Really? They just signed Grant Williams. You're arguing to get rid of him?
Is he not better than him?
Oh, he is. He is, but
yeah. So Powell, Williams, maybe Tim Hardaway Jr. to add the to get the money.
that can get rid of your bench though. Get rid of Tim Hardaway.
Okay, then put somebody back in the like get Horton Tucker or somebody that can come back from them in the deal to make it work, but or get a 3-team trade, do something. But I feel like that would be that, and then you could throw in some picks in there, call it a day. But yeah, I think him on Dallas would be really, really cool too.
That would be good. I would like to see that.
Grant Williams looked like he was going to be that guy in the first 5 games, but then teams figured out, oh, this is still Grant Williams. Let me not overreact and he's kind of regressing back to the mean. So, yeah, that Luka Kyrie window, you got to maximize it. And one thing I love about Mark Cuban as an owner, he is always, 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 always going to make sure that he's doing what he feels that team needs. Once again, will it always work? No, but he's going to make sure that he does what he needs to do.
Yeah, I can see that. So speaking of that, since we're kind of really on that topic, we're 25 games in. I mean, we've seen the records. We see who's kind of really dipping, who's impressing. We just talked about the Clippers being impressing, and the Phoenix Suns kind of really not. So, who do you feel becomes a contender in the next 25 games? Like, just really goes on a tear, or just really starts to eliminate themselves from the pack? And also, too, before you answer that question, whoever's in this chat, you could always comment. We read all the comments, we interact, and anyone listening in the audio, if you want to, say it on That's My Sports X page, is literally just _TMS podcast. Put that down, or I think you can put it down on Spotify. Put that down. Any way you can put it down, put it down. We'll answer it, give you the what we think, but continue.
No doubt. So I'll go East Conference. So I'll say in the West, I feel like it's going to be Oklahoma City that becomes more of a contender. I'm really high on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That brother is special. You hear me? Like, and he is hooping. I know he hit the game winner the other night. I forget who they played. That brother's a baller. I think he's getting 27 a night over there, and I want to see them take that leap, like how Westbrook, Harden, and KD did in 2010 when they won 50 games for the first time. So I want to see them creep into that top six. I think they're third right now in the West, or second or third, one or two. No, they're second because
they are. Yes.
Yeah, number two. Yeah, the second. Yeah, because Sacramento's right behind them, and then I know Minnesota is number one. Then in the East, I gotta say it's Miami, and I know people say that's crazy, but it's like they're going to catch fire at some point. They always do. And once again, obviously they've been the Celtics' bigger rival the last few seasons. So obviously I know what they're capable of as a franchise. So I think that once they get healthy, so when Harry comes back, and I feel like in any non-Wemby year, they have the Rookie of the Year. They call him Triple J down there. That dude is a problem, but I think he's been hooping, to say the least. So yeah, I think Miami is in the East. It's a team that catches fire. Excuse me, and becomes that contender that they've been the last few years.
Yeah. As you were saying that, I'm kind of just trying to figure out. I think in the East for me, and it's not really a surprise or really catching fire, but I feel like the Philadelphia 76ers. I feel like with Nick Nurse is a better team, and they got a lot back in the James Harden deal depth wise. And I mean, Kelly Oubre, I mean, dude's been lighting it up for him. He got hit by a car. He came back.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Jesus. I don't know how you fake that, but since coming back,
that's the report that came out. No, I'm not being funny.
Really? Oh my god!
Yeah, they was like, because I guess they showed something else that happened that could have caused the injury. So I was like, so maybe the car thing was a cover up, which is wild.
Oh wow, that's wild.
That. And it's funny because I'm not the biggest fan of him as a player, but then I saw a video of him with his daughter. His daughter's adorable. I was like, damn. I was like, I'm not supposed to be a fan of this guy, but just seeing him interact with his daughter was just like great. So I still hope that we beat them, but I wish him success so he can keep putting food on the table for that adorable little child. So, but fuck Philly.
Yeah, I wouldn't think anything less of you. Yeah. I think too. Also with that, I believe like Joel Embiid has been on a fucking tear. Averaging 40 and 13. I think the last 7 or 8 games.
Yeah.
My God, man.
And for those that have been joking about, it's only been against Detroit and whoever, And once again, I can't say this about my Celtics and not joke and not say it for other teams. But once again, we're here to be subjective, not objective. Joel Embiid and the 76ers organization do not make up the schedule. They don't. So you play who you play against. He's just now finally saying, okay, it don't matter who the opponent is. I'm giving you that work. And that's what's been going on. And he's had, 10, 11 straight games of 30 and 10? That's impressive. That's hard to fucking do. Give credit where it's due. Once again, do I still believe that we will beat them when the time is right? Absolutely. But can I acknowledge that he's playing his ass off and playing some of the best basketball of his career and probably feeling even more confident coming off an MVP season? Absolutely. So both things could be true. The man's playing hard. The team overall is playing hard. And yeah, this is the best team to me they've had since the year we faced them in 2018 with that team with JJ Redick and Robert Covington, which is, I think he's back on the team now, but Redick and Covington. And, that's when Simmons was actually still really engaged. That's this to me, this team here is the best team they've had since that time there.
Oh, I definitely believe that. And also, too, I think he has 8 games where he salved like the fourth quarter or something like that.
Yeah,
and still averaged 30 and 10.
But that's huge for him because he usually wears down as the season wanes. He needs that rest within the game, right? Not necessarily sitting for rest and being out for 2 or 3 games, but get your 32 points in 29 minutes and then have a seat. It's perfect for him.
Yeah, I agree on that completely. And I think for my Western Conference team, I'm turning on the fucking Jets. All right, I'm still going with the Sacramento here. I mean, De'Aaron Fox is their leader. He came back. They're still dominating. I think De'Aaron Fox is averaging like 30 or 29. Yeah. I definitely like how Mr. Brown over there, coach of the year, is really like kicking the tires on Keegan Murray, really giving him the confidence that he needs and making, improving his 3-point shot. I think this Kings team can definitely go far. They are 5th in the standings. I know we're talking about like contenders, but I mean, the Denver Nuggets, they're dropping, man. They might be pretenders. I think they just lost too much depth pieces in the offseason. And Jokic I think Jokic he's got that ring and he just cares about his horses more.
Well, the numbers don't show that. So I'll say that.
Well, he does it with ease. That's completely different.
Right. No, facts. But I feel like Murray hasn't been the same. Michael Porter Jr. hasn't been the same. Christian Brown hasn't been the same. And I think, see, what happens is, right, and, we saw I can't say I saw that with the Celtics team because that they was actually better, I thought, the year after they won. Sometimes guys come in, and I think Kenny Smith talked about it on the Clutch City documentary on NBA TV some time ago. When guys win, the guys that were fighting hard and being the go-get-it guys are like, it's whatever. We're good. We just won the championship. They still tasting the champagne from June. So yeah, they don't try as hard, right? So I do think this is a championship hangover for sure. It's just a matter of, are they going to turn it on in time? Because I feel like once the playoffs hit, like, they still are going to be a formidable opponent and a hard out for anybody. But they're definitely coasting right now. I agree. They're coasting right now for sure.
I mean, there is one team that I know that will beat them in the playoffs. That's my Houston Rockets. 3-1 against the defending champs. Take that for data.
Okay. Side note, I can't believe that he's not a coach right now. I feel like he should be a coach somewhere, but that's not
Dave Fizdale. I saw him somewhere. He is an assistant, but he might be in Phoenix. He might be in Phoenix, but I definitely saw his face somewhere.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I'm like, okay, but yeah. So that to me is crazy, but yeah, I mean, we're gonna see. Like I said, there's lot of they say all the seasons start to Christmas Day, so we're going to see how these guys start to unfold as we get to the All-Star break.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're not worried because your team's 20-5, but for
Yeah,
me,
I mean, I'm just worried about the health,
roster,
honestly.
yeah. Well, yours is really health for Kristaps, but I mean,
yeah, but I'm like, they're not winning without him. I'd say I'm firmly. People can say, "Oh, it's Tatum." No, Tatum has obviously been doing what he's doing. JB has been consistent so far this year, thankfully. Well, he's always consistent. He just has most of he turns the ball over, but Derek White has been phenomenal. Al Horford has been phenomenal in his backup role. But their championship aspirations are contingent on the health of Kristaps Porzingis. If he is not out there for 60 to 65 games, if he is not ready to go in the playoffs, like it changes the dynamic. When he's healthy, as we've seen so far, they're mopping the floor with most teams. Their clutch performance has changed dramatically from last year to this year. Joe Mazzulla, who I wanted on a silver platter,
very factual.
Yeah, he's also improved dramatically as a coach in certain situations. So I still want more timeouts in certain situations, but from a rotation standpoint, he's gotten better. From a point of emphasis and out of timeouts, he's done a much better job. Once again, still got a way to go, but you can see the improvements from last year to this year. Now he's more comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, you can say the same about Houston too. Again, went from 29th in defense to first. We're battling out in games. Jalen Green, I feel like kind of still needs to develop more under this system. I feel like he has really good games, but then he has a lot of bad games with Udoka. So I hope he gets it. I really don't want him to get traded. I feel like he just needs more time in this system. So I've seen Houston Rocket fans like really just attack him, trade him away. And it's like, dude, it's his first year under a good coach. So let's just see what he can do to mold him. And if it really doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But it is what it is. But final topic of the day, doesn't have to be too long. Everyone's talking about it. Obviously, Yamamoto in Japanese league, he apparently went to LA. He went to the Bronx. I believe he went to Boston as well. Mm-hmm. The only group though that has gone to Japan and has invited him over to their house is Steve Cohen and the Mets. So real quick, number wise, what do you think it's going to take for the Red Sox to get Yamamoto over to them, even though they're kind of in a rebuild? I'm going to put that in question mark.
So 9 years, 360. So 40 million AAV, or average annual value for those that don't know what that means. 40 million a year for 9 years. What Aaron Judge got a couple years ago or last year when it's all season.
So essentially, you're paying $410 million for him.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. They need it. They need it badly. And shout out to Tyler Milliken, who works for 98.5 and is on the Baseball is Redacted or Name Redacted podcast. Excuse me, let me get that right. What up, Jared? name Redacted podcast. That split finger is crazy. That two-seamer is crazy. And you need that type of off-speed pitch in Fenway because if it's not on, it's going into Lansdowne Street. If it's not on, it's going into the right field bleachers. If it's not on, it's going into the triangle in the 420 mark. So we need a guy, because the last guy that came here from there had a phenomenal splitter, had a really good screwball, even though they don't use that no more, but that's what it was called. That would be needed. He would play really well at City Field too because of how big y'all park is. He played well there. So I just don't want to see him on the Dodgers or Yankees. I can't stomach that.
I can't see. I know, Otani's really trying to bring him over there to LA, but I don't feel like he'll go there.
He knows Yoshida too, though. On our team, Yoshida, he knows him too. So
Yeah, and he knows for us as well, Kodai Senga.
yeah,
I
so
mean,
it's
shoot, Kodai got that fork ball, man. That's their ghost fork, however you want to say it. I mean, and think about it, I mean, the guy went 15-7 for us, and he wasn't in consideration for rookie of the year. I think he was third though, but he wasn't like in the top four. Corbin Carroll, Diamondbacks won it, but I think for the Mets, I mean, for us, it's kind of Yamamoto or bust. It's seeming like just the way they're going about this roster build up with David Stearns, which is fine. I trust David Stearns. I've seen what he's done in Milwaukee. So for me, I think we're gonna go 10 years, 350. So pretty much paying 400 for him. In general, I mean, listen, if we could, I would love to have a Senga, Yamamoto, Imanaga as well. But I know that they like to have 6 days off rest. So it'll be kind of hard in our rotation. So I mean, that's kind of a plus that we would do for him is give him and Senga 6 days off, kind of keep it how it is.
I mean, that's I think that's happening here too because they all year was like, oh, let's start with an opener, and they gave Sale 6 days and Bayo 6 days.
I mean, you can't blame them for Chris Sale. I mean,
right, but I'm like, there was moments where Chris Sale looked like his old self last year, and I think it was because of the rest. Chris Sale to me still has the best slider in the game when he's healthy. It just, like I said, just unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. But I would love for him to be the number 3 or 4 here. That would be great. Let him be the 4 here now at this stage of his career. Bayo has proven to be the number 1. He's really good. They finally hit on somebody, so thank you, Chaim Bloom, for that as your parting gift. But yeah, he's really good. Costas is good. But I feel like I was so high on so we got center field last year. Oh, Jaron Duran. I sell high on him right now and see what you can get for him. With the pitcher, whatever it may be. So, like I said, Jansen was really good for them last year. So the bullpen was fine. They just need to get the starting pitcher stuff in order. So we'll see how that goes. But lot of impatience I see with a lot of fan bases. Once again, Otani's the only shoe that's really dropped so far. There's so many other signings that are about to happen. So Mets fans, be patient. Red Sox fans, be patient. Phillies fans, be patient. Padres fans, be patient. Cubs fans, be patient. Things are going to happen, but they're not going to move the way that you think it's going to happen. Once again, a lot of guys are going to be signing in January, I feel like. So cool. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you tapping in. Like I said, we do what we can to be entertaining and give y'all the best content week in and week out. So we appreciate the support for sure. But yeah, something's got to give, man. So like I said, fan bases be patient. I know that's hard for us in this era, but better days are ahead. So
yeah, I mean, everyone thought it was Otani, but once Yamamoto domino falls, everything's gonna start coming into place for the teams. Before we go to our final words, I'm just a little disappointed that the Red Sox didn't want to keep Jeter Downs, but that is for another episode.
Yeah. Don't get me started. He actually played good defense when he was up. He couldn't hit a lick, but he was playing good defense up here, and then everybody
kind of like a guy who played in the Bronx with that name.
Yeah, but he can hit though.
Ooh,
that man was hitting 300 every year. So
very factual.
Yeah. So
before we get into our final words, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow That's My Sports on YouTube. Big shout out to everyone that was in the chat today. Again, we interact on the chat. Appreciate Hit Squad Productions. Check him out as well on YouTube. If anyone on here is a Giants fan like myself, he has great content on Hit Squad Productions on YouTube. I'll try to put that in the description, but if not, I will tag him in it. He's also on Twitter, X. Cool guy. He's been on the Feeling Blue podcast with me and Chris, CPNY Sports. Also, too, trying to get up to 100 subscribers on here on YouTube. Liking the video, viewing it, does everything help out the metrics for us. Appreciate everyone that's been on here. Appreciate everyone that's been on the Twitter spaces that I've been in. Appreciate all the followers that have come on Twitter. Also, you can check us out on TikTok as That's My Sports. Obviously, Instagram is TMS Podcast. Twitter X, whatever you want to call it, _ TMS Podcast. If I'm missing something, I do apologize. But again, just don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow That's My Sports on YouTube. And as always, Black people matter.
Yeah, I mean, as I echo every sentiment there. And make sure anyone that supported us, make sure y'all support them, support this show as well. Yeah, you know, just my thinking, just with this being the holiday season, obviously, there's people that's very excited for the season. There's people that's very on the other side of the spectrum. So just make sure you're being kind either way, whether those that are excited, those that aren't excited about it. It can be a tough time for people. So just make sure that you're being mindful of that. We hope to be a little bit of an escape for you as we do our weekly shows for you. Once again, sports has definitely been an outlet for me, for Aaron, for Shay, or anybody that does these podcasts on a weekly basis. So, but like, yeah, just remember to be kind, you know, love one another. And like I said, hopefully everyone, ends 2023 on a good note, because you deserve it. So, and as always, Black Lives Matter, not just when it's convenient for you.
I did forget one thing, though. He doesn't like to put his own plug in, but Hollywood Ray is also another show called Missing the Point. Check that out. It's all Boston with a little UFC sprinkled into it. Very entertaining. They do get a little raunchy, which makes it even more fun. But definitely a good show. But we're going to end it right now. I'm the host of the most, Aaron Cass, here at Hollywood Ray. This has been another edition of That's My Sports. Peace.
Tie this game at 60.